Welcome to Enlighten Wisdom. People often act like they've got everything figured out when they're around you. They put on a show trying to convince you, and maybe even themselves, that they have all the answers, that they're confident, composed, and the cool one in the room. They want to impress you to make you think they've always been this happy, this self-assured. But deep down, there's another truth. They're just thrilled to be in your presence. When you're around, they suddenly feel like they've got their groove back, like life has aligned perfectly and they're on top of the world. It's not something they'll say out loud, but you can sense it. You bring out the best in people, sometimes without even trying. Your energy is magnetic. It makes them feel alive, positive, and capable of things they never believed before. Even when they try to suppress it, when they tell themselves they shouldn't think about you, you linger in their mind. It's like an invisible pull they can't escape. Sometimes they won't even plan to invite you somewhere, but there's something about your presence that compels them to keep you around. That good feeling you give them, they don't want it to disappear. And here's the paradox. Some people, when confronted with how special you are, will try to find flaws in you. They'll nitpick and even attempt to make you look bad. Why? Because deep down they know the truth, they recognize your light, and that realization makes them uneasy. They're aware you're the one everyone wants to be around. They see how people are drawn to you, and they can't help but feel the need to compete, to prove themselves. Your presence transforms people. It's as if they absorb your energy and shift from negativity to positivity. Suddenly they act like they've got it all together, like life is good and they're a completely new person. It's not just a facade. They feel that way because your energy inspires them to rise higher, to meet you at your level. You make them want to be kinder, more respectful, and better versions of themselves. Why? Because you offer something rare. You give people a kind of attention that's authentic. You make them feel seen, valued, and appreciated in ways they've never experienced before. That feeling is addictive. For people who've never felt encouraged or supported, it's life-changing. You lift them up, you remind them of their worth. You help them see possibilities they couldn't see on their own. But here's the catch. When people get a taste of your support and positive vibes, they sometimes take it too far. They let it go to their heads. The same people who once admired you start acting as if they're the ones on top. It's like being around you makes them feel so powerful that they forget where that energy came from. They start mirroring the things you introduced them to, your habits, your lifestyle, your mindset, the restaurants you showed them, the places you took them, the experiences you opened their eyes to. They adopt all of it as if it was theirs to begin with. At first, they're just thrilled to be living in those moments with you, feeling like they're finally with someone they admire. But then it changes. Suddenly, they develop a sense of entitlement. They act like you owe them something, as if just being with you grants them access to your resources, your time, your attention. They want more of your energy, your money, your presence, without offering much in return. And that's when the shift happens. The humility disappears. The person who was once grateful to have you in their life begins to act like they're better than you. They start showing off, trying to prove they can do everything you taught them, that they can live the life you introduced them to. You'll see them on social media, posting pictures from the same places you brought them to, acting like they discovered it all on their own. They want to show the world that they won, but you know the truth. You know how far they've come and what role you played in helping them get there. It's painful to watch, but you also recognize when it's time to let them go. Sometimes people take the kindness and support you offer and twist it to benefit themselves. They forget the love, patience, and encouragement you poured into them. In their attempts to elevate themselves, they'll even turn against you. They'll try to tear you down, drain your energy, and use the lessons you gave them to compete with you. This is why not everyone deserves access to your life. No matter how much you give, some people will always find a way to take more, to use you, and to leave you feeling empty. It's a hard truth, but it's one you've come to understand. Your energy, your light, and your presence are gifts, and not everyone is ready to receive them. Some people will cherish what you offer and others will exploit it. That's why protecting your energy is so important, because not everyone is meant to walk this journey with you. They'll start dropping hints, trying to blame you when things fall apart, saying it's all your fault. They'll rewrite the story, act like they were the ones who walked away, flipping the narrative to avoid looking like the one who lost. Nobody wants to admit they were left behind. It's too much for their pride to handle. So they'll say things like, "Oh, they weren't ready for me," or "She didn't deserve me." They'll paint themselves as the one who was too good for the relationship, as if leaving was their choice, but you know the truth. They couldn't handle what you brought to the table. Your energy, your growth, your vision for life was too much for them. Instead of rising with you, they chose to retreat, and now they're left trying to convince themselves and everyone else that they're fine. You'll see them on social media, stuck in the same routines, hanging out with the same people, doing the same things. Meanwhile, you've outgrown all of it. You've moved forward, evolved, and reached new heights. That's when it becomes clear. You made the right choice. You see them still in the same place, spinning their wheels, while you're out there rising, reaching levels they can't touch. These people, they get close to you, take what they can, and then try to twist the situation to make it look like they were the ones in control. They act like they've mastered everything you taught them, but when you're not around, their progress stalls. It's like a mirror shatters, revealing the truth. They were only growing because of you. Without your energy, they're still at square one. And what do? They can't keep quiet. They brag, they show off, trying to prove to the world and themselves that they've got it all figured out. But it's just a show. Deep down, it's clear they were never ready for the path you're on. They're not evolving, not making real progress. They're just repeating the same old patterns, living in a loop while you continue to rise. Sometimes you reach a point where you know you need to take a new direction. You decide it's time to break away, to leave behind what's familiar and embrace something different. You want to challenge yourself, to prove that you can succeed without the people who once held you back. And that's what truly bothers them, seeing you thrive without them. It's true what they say, success is the best revenge. Watching you succeed, seeing you move forward without them in the picture, it's a tough pill for them to swallow. People hate being left behind. They can't accept that you're still rising, still growing, still making things happen on your own. It's like your success holds up a mirror to their stagnation, reminding them of what they could have been but chose not to pursue. What they don't realize is how much you gave when you were there. You supported them. You believed in them, shared things no one else did, and reminded them of their worth. You told them they were special, made them feel seen, and maybe even made them feel like royalty. They loved that feeling. They soaked it up like sunlight. But here's the catch. Sometimes that attention goes to their head. It makes them think they're better than you, as if they've always had the confidence and strength that you gave them in the first place. They forget that it was your kindness, your encouragement, your belief in them that allowed them to shine. Without you, they wouldn't have felt so powerful. Not everyone gets the chance to be around someone like you. Someone who's kind, smart, and genuinely cares. You have a way of seeing people when they feel invisible. You give them the benefit of the doubt, always looking for the good, always willing to lend a hand. When you see someone hurting, struggling, or feeling alone, you step up. You offer comfort, kindness, and hope, even when you don't have to. And before you know it, they're relying on you in ways they don't even realize. Your presence becomes a lifeline. You're the one they call when things get tough. You're the one who listens when no one else does. You're the one who makes them feel valued when they feel forgotten. It's not something you do to get recognition, it's just who you are. But the problem with being this person, with having such a giving heart, is that not everyone appreciates it. Some people take it for granted. They take your kindness and your energy as if it's endless. They get comfortable, thinking you'll always be there to lift them up. And when you finally walk away, when you choose yourself instead of continuing to give to people who drain you, that's when they realize what they've lost. That's when the regret sets in. They remember all the ways you showed up for them, all the love and light you brought into their life. But by then, it's too late. You've already moved on. You've already chosen to rise, to step into a new version of yourself, leaving behind the people who couldn't rise with you. Because the truth is, not everyone is meant to come with you on your journey. Some people are only meant to teach you lessons about boundaries, about growth, and about knowing your worth. And while they're still stuck in the past, you'll keep moving forward, stronger, wiser, and more determined than ever before. They're in your life, enjoying your generosity, soaking up everything you offer. But sometimes they overstep. They start taking advantage of your good nature, crossing boundaries you didn't realize you had to set. They borrow your things without asking, rely on you too much, and eventually start acting as though they're entitled to everything you have. They forget that it was your support, your patience, and your encouragement that helped them get to where they are. At first, you don't mind. You're giving by nature. You believe in helping people, lifting them up when they need it most. But some people mistake your kindness for weakness. They don't see the sacrifices you've made, the energy you've given, or the ways you've shown up for them when no one else did. They forget that every step they've taken was paved with the support you offered. It's important to remind yourself that you don't need to carry everyone with you. Not everyone is meant to come along for the journey, especially those who don't appreciate what you bring to the table. The truth is, if you keep moving forward, those who are meant to be there will rise with you. The rest will fall behind, left to watch as you continue to succeed, reaching heights they couldn't imagine. Sometimes, when people benefit from your kindness and generosity, they start acting like you owe them everything. They twist the story, claiming they're the reason you're doing so well. You might hear them say things like, "I took you out of nothing and made you who you are," or "You wouldn't be where you are without me." They start rewriting history in their favor, forgetting where they started and how far you helped them come. They get too comfortable. They lose sight of all the effort, love, and support you provided. They begin to act like they don't need you anymore, like they've outgrown you. But the reality is, they've outgrown their gratitude, not their need for you. When you finally decide to cut ties, when you take your energy back and step away, that's when reality hits them like a brick wall. Suddenly they realize what they've lost. The support, the encouragement, the light you brought into their life, it's gone. And without it, they're left stumbling, searching for what they had when they were with you. That's when they come back, asking for another chance, begging for your help, and regretting how they treated you. They'll say they've changed, that they see things differently now, but the truth is they only value what they lost because they no longer have it. When people lose access to your help and kindness, they often don't take responsibility for their actions. Instead, they try to twist the story. They'll go to others and talk badly about you, spreading negativity and trying to paint you in a harsh light. They want everyone to believe the problem was you, not them. Why? Because it's easier to play the victim than to own up to their mistakes. They'll say things didn't work out because of you. They'll make it sound like you're the villain, like you turned your back on them without reason. They'll try to turn others against you, all because they lost something great and don't know how to cope. Deep down, they're upset. They're hurt because they no longer have access to the benefits of being around you, the peace, the wisdom, the positive energy that you naturally provide. This is why you need to understand that not everyone deserves a place in your life. Some people only value you as long as it benefits them. They stick around to enjoy your light, your knowledge, and your support. But the moment they've taken what they need, they act like they're better off without you. They'll take the things you've taught them, your lessons, your encouragement, your guidance, and run with it. They'll move on to someone else, taking all the value you poured into them and pretending they earned it on their own. They'll act like they discovered it all by themselves, never once acknowledging the person who stood by them, believed in them, and helped them get there. And here's the truth. Some people will never show gratitude. They'll use you as a stepping stone, as a way to elevate themselves. And once they feel they've made it, they'll forget who helped them along the way. But the beautiful thing is that you don't need recognition to validate your efforts. You know your worth. You know the value you bring into people's lives. And even when others take advantage, it doesn't take away from who you are. It doesn't diminish your light. If anything, it reminds you of how rare and powerful your energy truly is. You must learn to protect yourself, to set boundaries and walk away from those who only take without giving back. Because not everyone is capable of appreciating someone like you. Not everyone understands what it means to be supported by someone with a genuine heart. So let them go. Let them twist the story. Let them act like they don't need you. Keep moving forward, keep growing, and keep rising. Because while they're still stuck in the same place, you'll be out there evolving, reaching new heights and becoming even more unstoppable. And one day they'll look back and realize what they had. They'll remember your kindness, your support, and your strength. But by then, you'll be long gone, thriving, shining, and building a life where only those who truly deserve you get to be a part of your journey. Some people come into your life with nothing, no confidence, no direction, no job, no skills. They're like empty vessels looking for someone to fill them up, and they latch onto you because they see you've got your life together. They're drawn to your energy, your success, and your strength, hoping that somehow, by being close to you, they can soak up everything you've worked so hard for. But the truth is, they're not looking to grow alongside you. They're looking to take from you. These people are like leeches, sticking around just to absorb what you've created, hoping your recipe for success will magically transfer to them. They watch how you move, how you think, how you build, and then they try to copy it, as if it's their own. Before long, you'll see them running off, flaunting the very tools and lessons you gave them. They'll be out there saying, "Look at what I've done," as if it was all their effort, all their creation. But you know the truth. You gave them the guidance, the inspiration, and the resources to get there. You were the one who showed them the path, and instead of gratitude, they turned your kindness into their personal spotlight. And while they're out there showing off what you helped them with, you'll keep moving forward, focused, steady, and confident in your worth. Because while they're busy imitating success, you're creating it for real. You're not stagnant. You're evolving. You're rising. The sad part is, these people often don't appreciate what you bring to their lives. They take what they can, use it to boost themselves, and then drift away. Why? Because they can't handle being in your shadow. Your light shines so brightly that it forces them to see their own insecurities, and that can make them feel small. Instead of being inspired to grow, they feel jealous, intimidated, or insecure. And so, they pull away. They'll tell themselves that you think you're better than them, that you're the problem. But the truth is, their discomfort has nothing to do with you. It's a reflection of how they see themselves. And sometimes, instead of staying and growing alongside you, they choose to distance themselves. But here's where it gets interesting. They always come back. After you've let them go, after you've moved on and refocused your energy, they come crawling back. Why? Because they realize what they lost. They thought the grass was greener elsewhere, but they soon discover that it was fake all along. They chased illusions only to realize that the real light, the real growth, was with you all along. That's why I say, not everyone deserves you. Not everyone is ready to stand beside someone like you. They don't realize your value until you're gone. They take you for granted, thinking you'll always be there, always giving, always supporting. But when they no longer have access to what you bring to the table, the loss hits them hard. By the time they come to their senses, it's too late. You've already moved on. You've already grown. While they were stuck chasing shortcuts and pretending to be something they're not, you were focused on building a future, becoming better, and reaching new heights they can't touch. If this resonates with you, let it serve as a reminder. You don't have to settle for people who don't see your worth. You don't need to waste your time and energy on those who only appreciate your value after they've lost you. The right people will see your light while you're still shining, not just after you've walked away. Focus on your own path. Keep moving forward, keep growing, and keep shining. Because for every person who couldn't appreciate you, there's someone out there who will. There's someone who will truly see your value. Someone who won't take your kindness for granted. Someone who will stand beside you as an equal. Someone who won't just take but will give in return. And when you keep shining, when you keep rising, nothing can dim your light. Those who underestimated you, those who walked away, those who didn't appreciate you, they may miss you when you're gone. But by then, you'll be too far ahead. You'll be out there doing bigger and better things, reaching levels they can only dream of. Remember this. Their absence is not your loss. It's your gain. You've made space for something better. You've created room for people who truly deserve your time, your energy, and your love. Keep rising. Keep shining. And don't ever let anyone dim the light that makes you so special. By the time they realize what they had, you'll be long gone, unstoppable, unbothered, and thriving. That's all for today. Dear Father, I pray for the growth of my faith. Help me trust you even when physical evidence is lacking. Let me believe in your perpetual presence, knowing you will never harm me. I understand that your thoughts for me are thoughts of prosperity and not harm to give me a good future. Thank you, gracious and eternal Father, for always listening to my voice. I offer up this prayer to you in the name of Jesus. Amen. Thank you, Jesus, for your love and provision. I am grateful for your presence in my life and the abundance you bring. If this video resonated with you, please like, subscribe to the channel, and share it with those who need to hear this message. Leave a comment below about your journey and how you are preparing for your own triumphant return. If you'd like to support our work, please consider contributing through Buy Me a Coffee. This helps us continually improve our content to offer you the best. The link to Buy Me a Coffee is in the description. No gift is too small. Whether it's a penny, a prayer, or a share, your generosity helps spread God's word and brings hope to others. Don't stop here. Watch our next video for powerful revelations about the signs that reveal you are the chosen one. We've enjoyed following this spiritual journey with you. Thank you for staying with us until the end. Keep shining brightly and embrace your destiny with courage. See you next time. Blessings to all the beautiful souls from the Enlighten wisdom.